tên em Nguyễn Thị Sài Gòn, em sinh ra đời.
April 30th, 2025 is coming. It will be the 50th anniversary of the fall of South Vietnam, marking the reunification of the country. Regardless of people's different viewpoints on the success or failure of historical events, but for many Vietnamese people, this is also an opportunity to look back at the pain and losses they experienced during decades of war. Especially, in the current social context, those pains still echo in the hearts of previous generations, and those memories cannot be erased in our Vietnameses' minds nowadays.
Thương đời gian nan, thân phận tuổi nhục, hồn lạnh căm căm, mong tìm một lẽ sống. Mẹ đặt tên con Lê Thị hy vọng, con yêu của mẹ là niềm tin thiết tha.
Vietnam. Throughout the 20th century, Vietnamese people had to go through great migrations, evacuations due to war. Those were tearful separations. Millions of people had to leave their families and homelands to find a new future, a new land. When the war continued, violence, hatred reigned on every road, even in their own homeland. Although most of the Vietnamese people's lives in foreign lands were not easy, they had to face many challenges, endure separation, loneliness, and endless homesickness. But they were still resilient, still trying to rebuild their own new life, even though the wounds in their hearts could never heal. Today, looking back, many of us still cannot forget the bloody images of war. The painful moments when families were separated, when the children who had not yet known their parents' faces, but they all has been separated. That pain is not only the memory of one or two generations, but also the story of many Vietnamese families, whoever living in the country or abroad, when their memories of wars in the past time still have weighed heavily on the people's shoulders and in their minds.
Mẹ đặt tên em Vũ Thị nhọc nhằn, nuôi con. In
currently society, when Vietnam has been at peace, has been developed strongly in many aspects, there are still many people be living in regret, loss. However, in this context, on this day, this month, all Vietnamese people who living around the world or living in Vietnam are all reminded, and they want to express their pain, their losses that happened to them during the war. Indeed, although the country has changed and updated many facts, many people still cannot forget their loved ones who sacrificed in the war, or many people who were disabled by the prolonged war that destroyed their lives in both physically and mentally. They have still sought an apology, even if there must be recognition of the sacrifices they have undergone. This is not only a remembrance of events that happened in the past, but it is also a reminder of the values of peace, of freedom, including human freedoms, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, etc., etc., along with national unity. Surely, all Vietnamese people, whether at home or abroad, everyone understands that, even though time passes quickly, the pain of war is still a deep wound in the hearts of every Vietnamese person. That pain, even though it is no longer present in every day of fighting, still echoes through each generation, reminding us that peace, freedom, and unity are very precious, very important the most, and very necessary for our country, Vietnam. Looking backward, over a long period of time, nearly 50 years ago, Vietnam has risen strongly. We have gained experience from historical lessons within our own country Vietnam and international history in the past and present. As well as we have witnessed daily the invasions of cruel wild bears bullying small animals in the world in recent times. Surely the memories of war will never fade in the memory of every Vietnamese person. War is the pain of a nation, of people who have to live in desolation and pain, but we are Vietnamese. We still firmly move forward. We still build a brighter future for future generations. Our ancestors often said, "We have the merit of building the country. You guys must preserve and protect your country." This is a reminder for all Vietnamese people to preserve the national resources and remember that the homeland of Vietnam belongs to the Vietnamese people. The sea and islands in Vietnam belong to all Vietnamese people. Vietnam is not a chessboard for bad strangers or wild bears to play games or plunder. Thank you for your watching.
Mẹ đặt tên em Trần Thị thương nhớ qua quê xưa 20 năm rồi đó đến mẹ ru con.
Thank you very much for spending your precious time to watch this video. We wish you a wonderful day and don't forget to come back to watch the next video. Goodbye.